50 Cent finally stands vindicated after decades of warning the world about Sean Diddy.
What does it feel like all these years, you being the only one calling this out?
I've been the crazy guy for a long time.
That's why I don't be going to the puffy parties. You can hug you from the front and the back at the same time.
But after his latest bombshell release on Netflix exposing the diddler from the inside out, 50 Cent's past words now sound like prophecy in hindsight. Subscribe to Elites Exposed for more, and just take a look for yourself.
You've been saying this for a long time now, and then no one was, you know, they're just, why is he saying this? And now it's coming out like crazy. I mean,
but I also didn't participate. I also didn't go to those parties.
Yeah.
So a lot of the celebrity culture that you don't hear saying anything is because they participated to a degree.
So was there a reason you never went to those parties back in the day? Obviously, I know what was going on there, but is there a reason you never did?
I'm just not with all that freaky shit. Like all of the stuff that he's doing, I'm not into that type of stuff. I'm just a little more, maybe you could say basic or normal.
Did you catch what he said? Because if 50 Cent is alleging that there were a lot more celebrities that went to Diddy's freak-off parties, then he's picking a much bigger fight than just with Sean Diddy. Because if you watch his latest documentary called The Reckoning, you realize that Sean Combs was driven more by a lust for power and control than just the lust of the flesh.
Away from that, I explained why I didn't hang out with him, right? Because it's a little fluffy stuff going on.
It's not your scene.
It's not my style.
Not your scene.
They hug you from the front and the back at the same time.
It's not your thing.
It's not my thing, bro.
And here's the uncomfortable truth. You and I may think the Diddy parties in Hollywood were just about getting your rocks off, but for a character like Puffy, it's about the leash of blackmail and therefore the leash of control that it gives him in every corner of the industry. I think even Cat Williams once subtly hinted that the people cheering for Sean Diddy's downfall don't realize that he's just the tip of a very ugly iceberg.
I came in this business saying I was going to expose. When I talked about Michael Jackson, when I talked about R. Kelly, they canceled me for these things because why would you talk about another black dude? Race is not where the line is drawn. It's God's side and the other side. And we don't care nothing about the other side. Period. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
And remember, Cat Williams is someone that has gone inside the belly of the beast and come back out terrified at what he saw. He knows that among the inner elites, even your physical lust and your greed for wealth can be satisfied at a certain point. But after that, the real game for them is about power over the people. And if you believe what Daniel Baldwin claims here next, that could mean even Sean Diddy was just a pawn in a much larger game of control through leverage.
He has videos. He has videos of the parties. Now, what I've heard, which I don't know how much of it is in mainstream media, I don't really follow the story that much, but what I've heard from friends that are attorneys, friends of mine that have represented me before, agents and so on, is there's a bidding war going on right now. They're driving that price up because if you want your client and your famous actor to not be involved, or famous singer to not come out, here's the price. And that they're just selling to the individuals that are in those. This is what I heard. They're selling those videos. So if you're Tommy X, and Tommy X is a big, big movie star, and he was at some of the Diddy parties, he was in one of those bedrooms with 3 other men, and he's happily married to a woman, and blah. Tommy doesn't want that video to come out. He does not want it to come out.
Did you ever spend time with the guy? Did you ever meet Diddy?
I've met him before, yeah.
How was he?
Very nice guy, very smart, super business. You know, I mean, he's very successful, and I think that there's a duality in it. There was the faces that showed up at the parties or the event that went to the big party, and then there was the late night crowd when everyone started going, and then the doors got locked up. Everyone got, and the last 40, 30 people were there, and then it was. And I was never at any of those. So how many of these big entertainment parties and over the years and everything with as successful as you are, have you been around? Does anyone ever come up to you at a certain hour and say, okay, it's time to go? At those parties they did. At a certain time, he shut it down, but not everybody left. So anyone that wasn't super famous or I'm with him or whatever, were exited from the house. You were gone. And then, you were with but what people I don't think realized was he had cameras all over the place, unbeknownst to them. And now he has all that footage.
And here I might be speculating, but I've lived long enough to realize that justice isn't so easily served to the powerful elite. At least not in such a cathartic public spectacle. I mean, what's happening right now to Sean Diddy sounds like the perfect story of evil brought to its reckoning. But what if he's just a sacrificial lamb instead? A useful idiot that outlived his utility and knows too much to let him stay free? Tell me if I'm wrong, but I understand that if something sounds too good to be true, it most likely is. When Sean Combs realized he was getting away with everything, he thought he was playing God. But was it instead just how much his handlers allowed him to get away with? Considering how 50 Cent put it, I think it makes a lot of sense.
I think people are so terrified of being left out of the party.
And they're afraid of success. They think of successful people who can do anything.
Oh,
Think
they
of how
can
much
hurt
stream-
you, they can silence you.
Yeah, they
Look
got
at how
power.
extreme this is that they're saying he did. And
Yeah.
so if you did half of that, ooh. Ooh. Yeah, why would you not do whatever the fuck you want to do? If you did half of that, why would you not be conditioned to just do whatever?
Everybody did seem
you're
afraid
saying,
of Diddy, though.
You're saying if you get away with it.
Yes. Yeah.
If you get away with half of that, you probably think you're invincible.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I'm not even. What you were the one guy seemed like you're not afraid of Diddy. Was it just like I've been through?
He's
way
not
worse?
a scary guy. He never was a scary guy.
That's how I feel.
And the reason he wasn't scary is because he wasn't the head of the octopus. He was just a tentacle that could be cut off and regrown. Honestly, I find it pretty incredible how quickly people like Sean Diddy start to think they're invincible, not realizing that they're allowed a long leash by the system to carry out their dirty work for them. And then characters like Sean Diddy realize how easily they're thrown away by the same corrupt system to silence them, with no one ever coming back to save them. If you want to see how cocky it made him, watch this hilariously awkward moment on the DrinkChamps podcast when Sean Diddy kept dropping suggestive comments and innuendo to the podcast hosts. And this has to be up there with the most awkward moments I've seen on any podcast.
I'm gonna have a party, and we had parties, but I was more like just trying to just vibe, like just see where I look back on where I became.
Did you miss me though? For real? Because I'm saying it seems like a thing with this birthday party.
Puff, man.
Man, but I'm talking about for your birthday.
Huh?
Why won't you party with me for your birthday, man?
We partied for my birthday before. You came to my party.
No, but me and you ain't never really party, you know what I'm saying? Eyes, brother.
Oh, man.
Eyes. I understand. Yeah, I love this drink.
Where you put my bag
I like
at?
when you like this, Daddy.
Yeah, where you put my bag
Daddy,
at?
I like when you
it's right
scrambling
here,
and scraping for shit.
No, I got
I like that.
What's the name interview?
Nori.
The DrinkChamps.
Yes,
interview.
yes.
And he go, when he do it, he says things, he doesn't even know what he's saying is like fruity. You know what I'm saying? Like he said something fabulous and he goes, but me and you, we ain't party. Like we need to party. What is he talking about? What is he talking about? That's the kind of stuff that when people say that to me, I get a little uncomfortable.
Now, I know 50 Cent is basking in this moment of vindication, while Sean Diddy sulks in his jail cell alone. But hip-hop and the rap culture will need to do a lot of damage control to make sure Sean Diddy doesn't get to taint or define the entire industry. And I think that's part of the intent for 50 Cent making that Netflix documentary to begin with. But Cat Williams has been warning you about Hollywood's rotten core even more loudly for 20 years. So watch here what he exposed about his own encounters with Diddy and subscribe to Elites Exposed for more.